We begin with an update to the breaking news, the major change at the NYPD. I'm Chuck Scarborough. The department is shifting its anti-crime units into other assignments, including detective work and neighborhood policing. The change will affect hundreds of plainclothes officers. News 4's Ida Siegal is live in the Kingsbridge section of the Bronx with a closer look for us. Ida?
And Chuck, the commissioner said this afternoon that this reorganization would represent a seismic change in the way the NYPD fights crime. They are doing away with the anti-crime unit that worked in some neighborhoods in plain clothes, and at times their aggressive tactics led to altercations with the community, which the commissioner said resulted in an environment of distrust. This move will affect 600 members of the anti-crime unit, who will now be reassigned, some to detective work, others to community policing. The commissioner said this was not in response to the protests happening locally and nationwide. It's a plan that he had been mulling over the last year. But the public outcry after the death of George Floyd helped inform his decision to move forward with the plan. Now, some officials in the city council have called for a $1 billion cut to the NYPD's budget. That is still being debated. This policy change does not involve any defunding of the police department, but Shea said today it will change the culture of the NYPD.
The men and women of the police department were doing what I and others before me asked. They have done an exceptional job, but again, I think it's time to move forward and change how we police in this city. We can do it with brains, we can do it with guile, we can move away from brute force.
And the PBA was not happy with the announcement, saying in a statement that shootings and murders are both climbing steadily upward, but our city leaders have clearly decided that proactive policing isn't a priority anymore. They chose this strategy, and they will have to reckon with the consequences. The commissioner did say today that this was not risk-free. It could result in more guns on the street. If that were to happen, he says the blame rests squarely on his shoulders. Reporting live from Kingsbridge, Ida Siegal, News 4, New York.
All right, Ida, thank you. Now, this shift is coming at the NYPD as protesters take to the streets for a third week, demanding an end to systemic racism. Chopper 4 is over one of several groups right now marching through the city. And Dennis Protzko, you're in Chopper 4 looking down in Soho right now, right?
That's correct. And this group right now blocking the intersection right here on very busy Canal, right at the intersection of Hudson Street. It's been out here for about 15 minutes. This is the group that started in Washington Square Park, actually broke apart into two pieces, one of them going north on 5th Avenue towards Midtown. This one went west over through the West Village and blocked traffic briefly on 7th Avenue near Sheridan Square. Right now, blocking traffic near the Holland Tunnel. We should say right now the Holland Tunnel is open, getting off of 7th Avenue. No problems there, but a backup here on Canal for about 4 to 6 blocks, moving westbound over towards this area. Again, a peaceful and orderly march right now. The protesters currently blocking Canal here at Hudson. And reporting live aboard Chopper 4, Dennis Protzko. Chuck, back to the studio.
All right, Dennis, thank you. Anger and frustration spilled into the streets of Atlanta today again after police shot and killed a black man Friday night. Police say 27-year-old RAYSHARD Brooks fought with two police officers trying to arrest him on a DUI charge. Brooks grabbed one officer's taser and ran. When he fired the taser at the officer chasing him, that officer, Garrett Rolfe, shot and killed him. Rolfe was quickly fired. The Atlanta police chief resigned. Today, Brooks' family spoke about justice.
The trust that we have with the police force is broken. And the only way to heal some of these wounds is through a conviction and a drastic change with the police department.
The coroner's office says that Brooks died of 2 gunshot wounds to the back, his death classified as a homicide.